Where did I start? I started thinking about the students and telling them about how everybody had a certain intelligence and how everybody was smart in their own way. And then I started telling them to focus. And then I talked about my life, about how I was a respiratory therapist and how I did a social experiment which turned into a way of living on the beach, homeless, writing a book. Actually, I wrote the book before I became homeless on the beach. I'd ask a friend of mine, where do you think I would fit in LA? And he said Beverly Hills or Venice Beach. Well, I had been through Beverly Hills, and they don't have no homeless in Beverly Hills. It's like Sedona. You got that big old rock in Sedona, but ain't no homeless shelters and nothing like that. So I went to Venice Beach during the time of the earthquake, and they had, they figured it would be good housing and stuff like that because, it had been an earthquake. So we went through all of that and ended up hooking up with somebody and got a place in Venice Beach, but he was a crackhead and so couldn't keep it. And end up on the beach and, did a lot of things that I wanted to do. It was fun, yay, for a minute. And then it became dark, and then you had to find somewhere to sleep. I actually was blessed with some good friends on the beach who we looked out for each other. And one day, while I was making my money on the beach, usually as a psychic, or selling incense or oils, or holding up a sign for the pizza shops, and pizza, 99 cents a slice, a bargain at any price. Dancing with a band. Even foot washings. Ooh, that was kind of got disgusting after a while. But you name it, I did it enough to get me some herb, some food, and I just needed a place to sleep that was warm. And can you imagine sleeping by the water every night? The residents were getting very upset. They said they were spending thousands and thousands of dollars to have houses near the water, and here we are, we bums, with sleeping at the water. But you had to be careful because when that tide came in, so make sure you was in a spot that wasn't close to, the tides coming in and out. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. But there was a yin and a yang. The yang was, when night came, you were like, oh, God. Even, that it was nice. But I can remember going to the shelters and waking up in the morning and thinking, will I ever be in a house again? Walking by places where the lights, you could see the lights, the dim lights, and window shades. Will I ever do that again? I had done it before, but I felt like I was just so far away from that and so when, because at first it had kind of started off as a kind of joke. I called my sister and say, look, I'm going to go to LA. I'm changing my name to Genii, and I ain't going to call you out for 90 days. So then she's like, oh, okay. But it ended up been a lot of days. I think it was more like 10 years later that I came out of the wilderness and came back. So what do? I was a respiratory therapist, but hey, I didn't want to do that no more. Then, what could I do? I had no skills. Computers were in, and I wasn't into computers. I had dropped off, cutting off the grid. So I knew I had to go back on the grid. So one day am I selling a book or doing something probably psychic and whatever on the beach, and this guy comes and he says, he just came back from La 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 and this and that, and, nice young man with locks. And I was like, whoa, well, how are you doing that? He said, I went back to school. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I ought to just see if I can get some grant money and go back to school. And so I did, and I have to be perfectly honest. I went back to school to get insight somewhere. So when I went back to school, I started off at junior college at Santa Monica. 2 years, got enough money, okay, so I can rent living rooms or stay in hostels or, have a place to have my things. Because one thing I do not agree with is if you homeless and you got stuff in storage, you mean your stuff got a place and you don't? That don't even make sense. So we did that. And then we move on up and then go back and get your bachelor's, more money. And then go back and get your master's, more money. Yeah, you got to pay it back, but hey, I was homeless. And this has helped me to come this far. So I guess what I'm saying is don't give up your dreams. Sometimes it gets a little sticky, but God will make a way. If it's truly what you want and you like right at the top, and all you got is a little bit more, and you will say, oh, no, stay focused. That's my message to myself and everyone else today. Stay focused.